for joining us today. My name is Kirsten Smit and I'm an advisory partner with Citadel. Today I'm going to share some thoughts on how best to ensure that you live happily ever after a divorce. When designing the fairy tale dress, choosing favorite blooms, and dreaming of romance, most brides would never align themselves with the sobering reality that 1 in 3 marriages in South Africa end in divorce. Despite the best intentions and efforts to live happily ever after, it's wise to consider financial advice in approaching your big day and embarking on your significant partnership. I'm going to share a few important points to contemplate to ensure that there is still a happily ever after a divorce. First and foremost, ensure that your marriage contract is structured properly and is fair to both parties. Your marriage contract essentially determines how your assets will be divided should the marriage come to an end, either through death or divorce. Thinking about the demise of your marriage before it's even begun is awful, but it is essential to plan properly to ensure that you do not ruin financially if the marriage comes to an end. Your marital contract options need to be carefully considered before getting married. It's a tedious and expensive process to change a marital regime. It really is worth the expense to consult a financial or legal advisor to explain the different marital contracts available and provide guidance in terms of what would work best for you. Secondly, you need to learn how to analyze your finances. It's vital that you take an active role in financial decision-making within the marriage from the outset. Both husband and wife need to be fully aware of all the assets, and that includes trusts, property, share portfolios, and inheritances. Full disclosure and honesty extends to everything in a marriage. Always analyze your financial situation independently, as though your partner weren't around. This is the only way to ensure that you're going to be financially secure if the marriage comes to an end. If your financial stability is threatened, you need to take immediate steps to change this. For example, you could start earning an income or work at increasing your existing income. You could reduce your monthly expenses and save more. You also need to ensure that you have sufficient risk cover in place. Consistently check that your will is up to date and that your estate planning is sound. Make every effort to empower and educate yourself about investments and good financial practice. It's time and effort well spent, and it will always pay off. Thirdly, you need to take stock of the costs of your lifestyle and be able to budget accordingly. Whether you're happily married or pending a divorce, it's recommended to work with the financial advisor to help establish a range of financial provision, including all aspects of your current married lifestyle. Consider the minimum amount required for your monthly expenses as well as the ideal number. A divorce has considerable impact on monthly costs, since you as an individual may be covering a large number of costs that might usually have been shared, such as short-term insurances and DSTV. It's vitally important to be fully aware of what your cost situation is going to be post-divorce. In most cases, lifestyle adjustments are sadly inevitable. You also need to factor in costs that may not have been necessary before, such as income protection cover. An accurate budget also helps with settlement negotiations and ensures that you aren't simply accepting what's offered without thinking through things properly. Lastly, and this is a softer one, but you need to select a divorce attorney that fits your needs. Different attorneys have different approaches. Some are focused on the settlement figure, while others are involved with mediation and reconciliation. I advise meeting with a selection of divorce attorneys before you make a decision to get the best fit for you. Also ensure that you understand how their fees are charged and which party is responsible for payment. I hope I provided you with some insight on how best to ensure that you live happily ever after a divorce. Thank you for your time.